I'm James O'Brien, and this is the Pigeon Pose Stretch. So to start this exercise, you'll begin on your hands and knees. All right. Then what you'll do is you'll externally rotate one of your hips. So I'm going to stretch the left side here, and by externally rotating that left hip, it will open it up and I'll get a little bit better of a stretch. So I'm going to externally rotating it by bringing my foot over. You see how my thigh rolls outward, so I'm externally rotating. And then what I'll do is after doing that, I'll take my right leg here and I'll reach back and slightly across. And then I'll sit back like this. And as I sit back like that, I start to get a nice stretch in my buttock there. All right. A lot of people will do the stretch and they'll come down like this. But the problem is, are they working on lumbar spine mobility, creating instabilities, or are they working on hip flexion or trying to increase their hip flexion, hip mobility? So we want to make sure we keep our backs nice and straight with this. So keep that nice long spine as you settle back. Find that stretch. You can modify it a little bit by coming maybe a little bit over to the side like this. You can modify the stretch by putting your hip here in a little bit more external rotation. So if I bring it way up like that, you see I don't get back as far, but that changes the stretch, adding a little variety. The other option I could do is I could get into a spot where I feel like I'm getting a good stretch, and I can just do little circles there. I can do 20 circles in each direction. Or again, I could just keep it a static stretch and just stay there. In total, if you're doing a static stretch, you want to hold it there for about 2 minutes. Just make sure when you're doing this stretch, avoid any pinching in the groin. If you're getting some pinching in the groin, consider doing these stretches with the mobility band. In fact, you'll actually get a better stretch if you use the mobility band. You'll see on the website we have the Pigeon Pose Stretch joint mobilization. That's a great option. It'll help prevent some of that impingement. But the nice thing about doing this without a mobility band, you can do it anywhere. It's super convenient. So you want to do about 2 minutes total of stretching on each side. Lastly, you want to make sure that you don't get any sharp pain with this. I say this for a lot of the buttock stretches, but it's a little bit more common in women, and this exercise is notorious for causing it. If you're getting a sharp pain in your buttock with this, likely you're already flexible in your buttock and you might be partially torn in some of the muscular fibers. So if you stretch them, you're only going to tear those more. That'll generate more pain. You don't want to do that. So if you're doing this stretch and it hurts in a bad way, don't do it. If you're doing the stretch and you feel like you're getting a big pinch in the groin, don't do it. Always listen to the body. It should feel like a light discomfort and a stretch in the buttock. I guess that's all I got. All right, that is the Pigeon Pose buttock stretch.